guys, it's 2:25 and I decided to come downtown today, get some Chipotle for lunch. I did a workout this morning, which I'm thinking I'm just going to do like a montage of my exercises. Didn't actually bring my microphone into the gym with me, so just wanted to capture some footage using the new magnetic mount that I got. So this was the first time that I used the magnetic mount, and it was the most handy thing ever because everywhere in the gym there's metal surfaces where you can stick the mount onto. So I was able to get some really cool angles of different exercises, and the magnets on the mount are really strong. So I got chicken burrito bowl from Chipotle here. I get everything. I got like white rice, black beans, all the veggies and stuff. The only thing I don't get is guac. Maybe I should try it someday. It was also the first time doing a vlog while I'm eating, so I've never actually seen myself eat before, so we'll see what that looks like later on. But oh my god, they filled up this bowl so full. I didn't have anything to eat in the morning, and I haven't eaten anything yet since my workout. So the reason why I'm downtown today is because I want to bring my Sony FX30 out and try and do like a little cinematic short film. And there's an area downtown here where kind of like what the architecture looks like. So we'll see if we can find a good spot to film that's kind of quiet. Chipotle didn't open in my city until about a year ago. My gym used to be across the street from where they opened. And I was like, oh, this is awesome because I'll go do my workout and then I'll have my post-workout meal here at Chipotle right after. And like, I think a month after they announced that Chipotle was opening, my gym shut down. So I have no reason to really come downtown anymore, unless it's a special trip like this where I want to do some filming. This morning when I was using my new magnetic mount, I was trying to pay a little bit more attention to the composition of my shots. So at first I was just kind of sticking the mount wherever there was a metal surface, and that was fine. I was getting some cool shots. And then after every recording, I would go back and review what I filmed. And if something looked really cool to me, I would pause for a second and try and figure out what it was that I liked about the shot. So in one case, I think I was filming a shot from behind on the leg press. And when I looked at the footage, I was like, oh, something looks really cool about this. And then I think it was to do with the rule of thirds. I wasn't intentionally doing that for that first shot, but I noticed that everything that I wanted to be the focus of the shot was in the bottom 2/3 of the rule of thirds. And then so the next time I recorded my set, I just tried to recreate that, and I think it actually turned out pretty good. It's like 2:30 right now, so it's not that busy in Chipotle. People in my city don't really go out to eat that much anyway, but I like Chipotle because A, they give you a ton of food, and B, it's not that expensive, and C, it's actually kind of healthy. I'm not even sure if I'm making sense right now. I was setting up for my first exercise at the gym, and a buddy of mine showed up and kind of snuck up on me, and all of my words were not making sense when I was talking to him. Thankfully, when you have like a good friend, they give you the benefit of the doubt, and usually they can figure out what you're trying to say. I think that's where the vlogging is a really helpful tool to get you practicing using your voice, as strange as that sounds. Because we're not really interacting with each other as much anymore. And it's like anything. I think it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. I feel like I've been sitting here eating my food for like 20 minutes and I'm like 2/3 done. Last time at the gym I recorded a segment about like warming up your vlogging muscle, and I didn't include it in my last video, but I'll talk a little bit about it right now because I'm feeling like I'm getting warmed up with the vlog. At the very beginning I was like, I don't know what to say. I've noticed with like every single vlog that I do, the first few takes when you start recording, usually nothing comes off smoothly. But then maybe after 15 or 20 minutes of just kind of rambling to the camera, it almost feels like you hit your stride. And I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I've definitely noticed it in every single video of mine. Like, it's almost like I should just record a few takes at the beginning, consider those throwaway takes, and then the real vlog doesn't kick in until about 30 minutes after I've started, kind of rambling about stuff. Realized I probably should have moved my camera a bit further back. I'm so full. This is what we're working with right now. I've been at this for like 25 minutes. I don't think I'm not like a slow eater, but maybe this is kind of weird. Sometimes when I eat in public, I get kind of nervous. It used to be like a really big problem for me where people would ask me to go out for food and I would like decline because I just didn't want to be out in public eating. Such a like weird thing to worry about, but I don't know. I think I've heard a few other people talking about that before. Not sure where it comes from. Social anxiety or something like that. So we just finished filming with the FX30. I got a bunch of clips, but they're all kind of disjointed, like they don't really tell a story. And one of the things that I'm realizing with the lens that I bought for the FX30 is that it's a super wide lens. It's a prime lens, so you don't have any zoom features on it. And I noticed as I was walking around, if I saw something that I wanted to record, I just like, a lot of times I couldn't walk close enough to get the shot that I wanted because I didn't have a zoom lens. There's something cool going on over here. Some kind of fancy outdoor dinner. But yeah, I ordered a Tamron 17-70 lens for the FX30. So I'm hoping that the zoom feature is gonna help me get more of the shots that I wanna get. I was doing my best out there, but a lot of times the shot that I was seeing through the camera versus what I was seeing through like my own eyes was a little bit too wide for what I like. Still feeling like I'm digesting that Chipotle. One thing I just want to really quickly talk about here is I'm like in the central part of my city where all of the tourists hang out. And I saw Chris Meets Chris talk about this in one of his vlogs. If you're ever worried or self-conscious about vlogging, just go somewhere where there's a lot of people. Like everybody here, he mentions it, he talks about it way better in his vlog, but everybody here is literally just focused on going from point A to point B. They're too busy looking around to see like, or to pay attention to what you're doing. So yeah, if you ever need to like push yourself and you're a little bit afraid to bring the camera out in public, go to the busiest areas you can find. Nobody cares, I guarantee you. People will look at you, but then half a second later, they're gone. I've been standing in the sun for quite a bit today. I'm just gonna grab maybe a drink or two before I head home, and that'll be that. It's warm as hell out here. I'm not really sure where I wanna go. Like this place over to the side there, that's usually one of my go-to spots, but I think I'm actually gonna head up the street here. So like, just to give you an idea of how busy it is on this street with tourists. You got a lot of people on the street just walking around, not really paying attention. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. We gotta say hi to our black bear friend. This is good. This is good. We gotta get our steps in. Even though we went to the gym this morning, it's always good to get out there and walk. Walking is good exercise. Guys, get your 10,000 steps in. It makes a big difference. All right, so we're hitting a spot where there's a little more tourists here.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of it's like a funny vibe because if you haven't been out in a while and then all of a sudden you have all of these people around you who like don't mean anything to you, it's a little bit of sensory overload. We got one more block to go. Almost 5 o'clock. I really hope it's still happy hour. What I had in mind for the FX30 footage was that I wasn't going to use the sound that came out of the camera. I didn't bring like my external mic or anything. The idea wasn't to capture sound, it was more just to capture the visuals. I've seen some cool like cinematic shorts recently that use some music that I really like. So I grabbed some of that music. I'll probably just throw it on top of the videos that I took and we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, like I was saying, I wasn't trying to tell a story. I was just trying to capture bits and pieces of where I was walking to today, trying out some different, like, what's it called? Framing, composition techniques to see if I could use any of those. It was really hard, I'm not gonna lie. I ran into my cousin back there a few blocks, and he's a really good photographer. He's taken like a ton of photos over the last several years. So I told him, like, I'm probably gonna hit you up on Instagram to ask you a bunch of questions about photography and composition, because I was so lost today, to be honest. All right, we are here at the spot. Let's see if we can grab a seat at the bar. It's a little loud in this place, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Still got the mic too on. I got myself a pint of their lager. I think that's gonna do it for the vlog. It was a little bit disconnected, but you know, it's okay. I think part of this is just getting the reps in and getting these cameras out, getting comfortable with doing the vlogs. Not everything has to build up to some epic story. I think that's the thing that holds a lot of us back, is when we hit record, we think, who's going to want to watch this? Like, who cares about what I have to say? It's not for other people. The stuff that we do, it should be for yourself first. I've heard other guys say they record videos to show their family, you know, to make memories. I think that's a really great motivation for vlogging. But if your motivation is to gain popularity online, I think you're going about it the wrong way. I definitely fell into that trap in the first few videos that I posted. They were just kind of like test videos to see what kind of style of video I like to record. But afterwards I realized I wasn't being myself. So a lot of the stuff you're going to see from me in the future is just going to be everyday life kind of stuff. I'm not trying to teach anyone any, you know, grand life lessons or anything like that. It's just me kind of going about my day, showing you guys a few things about these cameras that I use, and hopefully you guys learn something.